Already a few people on the live stream. Hey guys, welcome to the Waste Cutting live stream. Today we are talking to Ernesto Montalvo, top waiter from New York, tons of experience, great guy, cares about the job, cares about everything that happens in the world. We are waiting for Ernesto to join me. That's going to happen any moment now. Um, but Ernesto, of course, is one of the contestants in the world's top waiter competition. All right, you know already, guys. Our competitors are fighting for the number one prize. It's a $50,000. We are going to have a lot of interviews, a lot of presentations, a lot of food and beverage service procedures videos. Every one of our contestants will go through those procedures, and I expect all of you, the members of our community of the Whites Academy, to choose one or two, three favorite contestants and support them throughout the year. We're gonna choose the top 10 from all over the world, of course. Doesn't it's got to be. I think it's only two allowed from the same country. So if we have like three top waiters from America, only the first two will qualify for the finals. All right, Ernesto, you gotta click on the link that I send you, my friend, so you can join me live on the screen, please. Let me. Let's see. I send you a link. You gotta click on the link to join me on the screen live. All right, that's good. All right, we're gonna get Ernesto on the screen in 1 second. All right, now you're on,
I can see
my
you. Can you see
friend. I
me?
like your sunglasses. I like your glasses. They might not be sunglasses. I'm not sure.
Let me
Cool
do the volume a
looking,
little bit.
cool
Well,
looking
hold
too,
on.
man. It's gotta be like that. New York. Hey, nice to see you, my friend, on the live stream. Welcome
Thank
everybody.
you.
You are a contestant in the World Top Waiter competition. You are. Can you hear me, please? Can you hear me well?
I can hear you. Yeah. Can you hear
All
me?
right. Um, you have a lot of experience. You work and live in New York. I want you to start from the beginning. How did you start it in this business?
Oh, I started here back in restaurants in 1996. Can you hear me properly?
Yes, I can hear. I think
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah, I can hear you. So yeah, I started doing this in 1996. So we're talking about 20 years, 20 something years. We working in restaurants, waiting tables, serving people. Uh, it's a great profession. I mean, I started working at an American restaurant in New York, Manhattan, Upper West Side. And then, you move from one restaurant to the other. Most of the places that I've been, I have stayed for a long time, years, more or less. I have experience in American restaurant, American food, Mexican restaurants, um, French, Italian, steakhouses. But yeah, man, it's a great industry, great profession, especially in New York. I don't know what is in Las Vegas, but I know Vegas is like a monster industry in restaurants. But in New York too, in New York has a lot of tourists. Times Square, I used to work in Times Square, crazy place to work, great money, great friendships, learn a lot. Yeah, man, I'm still doing it.
I mean, listen. Vegas is an amazing place, but you cannot compare Vegas to New York. New York is another ball game.
Yeah.
But it's when you get to this level, you start understanding what the good, what all the goods that the job brings. Like because you have the self-esteem that you are working Times Square. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
How many people work in Times Square? you're making
Millions
a lot of
daily,
money. You're meeting
daily.
incredible people, and you can really enjoy life. But
Yeah.
did you go to school? Did you study hospitality, or you just from
No,
very young
I
age
just
decided
went
that you're
in.
gonna be?
I just dive in. 1 second. I just dive in. I never went to school. But I've learned. I mean, going to school is learning from your coworkers, learning from your senior waiters. I learn from everybody. I mean, every day I learn from everybody. So, but I never study hospitality, honestly. You just learn by doing it, and I continue to learn. I mean, I stopped doing hospitality briefly, but I went back because I know it's what I like. After the 2 years of stopping, I went back. I said, "This is what I know how to do it. I know people. I know places. I know how the industry moves." So I said, "I have time invested. I need to get back to it," and I went back into it. Yeah,
Listen, a lot of people get burned out and
true.
leave the hospitality, and then they feel out. You're not making the same money. You're not having the so much fun. You don't meeting the same people, and it's just different type of life. And they come back. I mean, I never left the hospitality. Uh, I mean, now I'm not working in the restaurant, but I'm still, deeply
Involved.
involved in the
Yeah, of
hospitality.
course.
But for example, I went all the way to F&B director, and I just hate it. I mean, hate it. My phone rings all the time. You got so many problems in so many departments. You just constantly just dealing with stress. I don't need none of this. I was making more money when I was working as a waiter, head waiter, closing the restaurant, going for 5 hours, go home with $400 in my pocket every night in Vegas,
Yeah.
and just have fun for the rest of the day. Not working 12 hours a day and being director. That's so. I just quit and I went back to waiting tables, and it's been amazing. But the thing is that, for example, me when I start, my first job was on a cruise line, and I went to work there without no experience, no nothing, because I just wanted to escape from Bulgaria. I'm Bulgarian, and there was no chance you can escape from Bulgaria. The borders are closed. Nobody gives you visa for nowhere. Nothing. You try to jump the border, they shoot you. So the only chance I had was this cruise line job. And we were back in the days, I'm talking about 1993. We were working 19 hours a day,
In a
um,
cruise line.
7 days a week. Yes, yes. You
But
don't have air conditioning in the, no, nothing. No, back in the days, nobody was paying you nothing. The
okay,
salary back in the days was $330 for the Bulgarian waiters. $330, which for Bulgaria back in the days was like good money. But for the job that we were doing, man, I was like, anyway. So what is the best thing that you will say our job provides?
freedom, freedom, definitely, freedom.
Man, you're so freaking right. This is so straight in the point. Freedom.
And I
This is,
tell you how.
yeah.
It
Tell
gives
us.
you freedom because you can the days that you're assigned, and also you can release the shifts that I assign.
Oh,
Actually, I'm working today. I'm working today, but I released my shift because I said I'm going to do the interview. So you can release shifts. I've always had two jobs. I was been in one restaurant and the other, and I have all the shifts. I work 7 days a week on paper, but I'm not always working 7 days a week. I'm off here, off there. So freedom, one of the best things that I would say provide me. I mean, also no day is ever the same. Also, I'm not sitting on a desk. I need to walk. I need to talk to people. I need to see other people. I mean, it's one of
I,
the best things.
I hate this. I hate this. Now, the last few years, I've been just sitting, and I miss so much walking and just the action and the movement and everything. But not only that, you can, we when it's slow, the first thing the manager says, "Who wants to go home?" And I'm always, "Oh, I'm ready to go home." If it's slow, I don't want to stay on the job. If
Yeah.
I'm not going to make top of money, I can go home and just play golf and or whatever, just chill out the coffee shop or whatever. But also, for me, all my life, I don't want to work on a desk. I don't want to go to work at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock in the morning and spend my whole day in some whatever.
Yeah.
No, I want to go to work at 6 o'clock. I want to whatever close the restaurant until 12, whatever time is it, doesn't matter. You have, when especially when you're a young guy, don't have the family. Now, of course, I don't care about these things, but then you go party, you can sleep, you can go do your fitness, you can go drink coffee and get ready for 6 o'clock shift again. And that was the most beautiful party for me, freedom. And you want to work today in America and tomorrow in Dubai and next week in Singapore and whatever, just like that, brother.
Yeah,
Especially
you
when
can
you
go
have
anywhere.
the skills and the knowledge and the experience.
Experience.
It's
I've
amazing.
always wanted to work in Vegas. I told my wife I never worked in Vegas. I wish I could. I mean, I love Vegas. It's a different animal, right? It's a different ball game. But I never had a chance.
I
Never had a
always
chance.
dream about living and working in Vegas. I, as a kid, I was always dreaming to go to United States and Switzerland. I always dream about living in America, Las Vegas, and I, achieved both dreams. I spent 3 years
That's
in
cool.
Switzerland, worked there. I spent many years in Vegas, worked there. But listen, when I was in Vegas and I had friends in New York, and they were telling me, listen, man, if you work in a top restaurant, I'm talking about 24 years ago, so 2001. And, he was telling me, I'm making $400 every day here, $400, 21 years ago. I talked yesterday, we did this interview with Trajan, who was working with me in Las Vegas, and he's still in Vegas. Of course, he's the sommelier now.
I saw it. I was there on Friday. I looked at the interview.
Yeah. So back in the days, in Vegas was very good because it was very cheap. I bought my first house in Vegas for $180,000 in 2003. $180,000. All right. Now the same house, 20 something years later, it's on the market for 475,000. But not just that, everything else is way much more expensive. And the money, the Trajan tells me right now, the money is the same. So
So they're not making
because
more money?
they open, I think 18,000 restaurants. 18,000 restaurants.
Yeah.
Total in Vegas. And Vegas is a 2 million, people town. It's not New York.
So you're not in Vegas right now?
Oh no. I am up in the mountain, the most beautiful small luxury ski resort in Europe.
Okay, where in Europe? Where?
It's in Austria. It's called Kitzbühel.
Okay.
Beautiful place. Only billionaires and millionaires and stuff like that visit. Very quiet, very peaceful, very clean. And my wife loves it here. And my kid just grows wild and crazy without no worries in the world. Just drop him in the center, and he's 4 years old, and I don't care about nothing. He just
God bless you.
you don't need to worry about anything. So it's a beautiful place. But
God
no,
bless you.
I'm not in Vegas. It's been a while since I've been in Vegas.
Yeah. How is the industry of service in where you are?
So in Europe, it's terrible. In Europe, it's terrible. They don't have people. During the COVID, a lot of people quit the jobs, quit the hospitality because everything was closed, and pretty much nobody came back. And right now, the situation with personnel is so bad, you cannot imagine. They are just killing for waiters. I mean, they're killing for waiters. Germany just opened a market. So now waiters from everywhere in the world can apply for a job in Germany because they just don't have people. Nobody wants to work in the hospitality industry. The service level is just not good. I should be modest. Not good. Nothing compared to United States.
Yeah.
So what is your typical day? Let's say what is the day that you gotta go to work, you prepare yourself. Tell me how your day goes for
Yeah.
all the youngsters that are here on the Waiters Academy.
Exactly. Yeah. So I have two jobs. As I said, I always have two jobs. I do a morning job at home, and I do work at night in restaurants. Uh, Again, I finish my job at 3 in the afternoon. I go pick up my kids, and then I prepare myself. If I'm working tonight, I prepare myself, go to the restaurant, walk in, do my side work. Depending on what station you are, you get 3 or 4 tables, but that's enough. In every restaurant is different. So this is the first time I'm working in a local restaurant. I used to travel to the city 1 hour into Manhattan. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm working at a local place. It takes me 20 minutes to drive. No
Nice.
traffic, no problems with parking. So I just drive, park, go. It's a great place. Do my side work. You get your. There's a lot of young people there. A lot of at the restaurant. A lot of young people, and in a way that's good for me because I have experience. So I'm always doing things, and everybody's always like, looking at me. Even though there's no tables, I'm always cleaning here, ice machine, polishing glasses, silverware. So that's the advantage that I've always been like that. I've always been very active, very doing things. Uh, Serve my guests, recommend cocktails first or wine, appetizers, uh, bring the food in. And since it's a local restaurant, if I finish early, I mean, I finish at 11 o'clock, I'm at home. So I work from, let's say, 4 o'clock until 11. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, about 7 hours.
7 hours.
Uh, yeah, and the money's great. It's local. I used to work in the city. I used to go to the city at 2 in the afternoon, and I used to leave at 1. So that's a lot of hours. And then travel back home, another hour and a half traveling in train. It was hectic. Money was great. Money was monster. But I'm older, so I wanted to do more relaxed things.
And I completely understand, man. I don't want to. Here there are jobs that you can make really good money. Like Switzerland, I can go get a job and I start making, let's say, 10,000, 15,000 francs, which is dollars, a month. All right. But you gotta put yourself on the line. And I just don't want to do that no more. Like
Yeah.
I would love to work in my little Italian restaurant, to go at 6 o'clock, to open 6:30, to close at 10 o'clock. By 11:30, everything is clean. We are 5 minutes away from home, finished. And that's it. And this is every day. Yes, you're not making $1,000 a day, $500, $600 a day, but you're making very good money and you just have more time to enjoy yourself, not
Yeah.
working like
Like crazy.
but when you're young, you can do these things like that, because that's what I used to do when I was young. I was working like crazy and I didn't
Yeah.
mind to, but now when you know,
Now you have your kid. Now you have your 4-year-old
I,
kid.
I have the kid, I have my wife, of course, and I don't have the need to push myself so much. I love
Yeah.
the job, but not to kill myself just to do the job. No, no chance.
Yeah. I used to work before my kids. I have a 7-year-old I have a 9 and a 7-year-old right now. They're in school. Before I had them, I was working. I was leaving my house at 10 a.m. and I was coming back at 1 a.m. I was working on one place for lunch, and I used to walk 5 blocks to the other place for dinner. And my friends, they will tell you. I mean, I used to work one place and the other, and one place and the other. It was good. It was making money, but I was by myself. But I don't do that anymore. I have like all the responsibilities. So I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna do my morning job at home, and then I do my night job a couple of days, 3 or 4 days in the restaurant at night.
What would you say, Ernesto, is the biggest difference between working in a casual dining restaurant and a top fine dining restaurant?
Okay, well, the restaurant that I'm right now is casual. Is more relaxed. I used to work in the city in top restaurants, stress, a lot of stress, good money, but it was always very military type of style, very straight to the line, straight to the point. And we at the floor we couldn't talk to each other. We used to do signs. And the money was great. It's just a great experience. But casual dining is relaxed, more laid back. Still, you gotta provide the best service. You gotta sell still, but it's a different ball game compared to fine dining. When I was working in fine dining, it's actually my hair stopped growing. It was so stressful. It was great, but it was stressful.
You gotta follow strictly the steps of service. You gotta follow the rules. You gotta behave in a completely different manner. It's just like
Yeah,
totally, like you said, like a military. And if you
yeah,
don't follow one step, the manager calls me and tells me, "Come to my office after the shift." I was
yeah,
like, "What happened again, man?" Well,
yeah,
you didn't do this. Listen, bro, I was no, 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 no. I don't care if you're busy. Like you have to do it, and I don't hear
yeah,
no explanations. I'm just telling you. I'm writing your report,
yeah,
and third report you're out. And that's what the difference is. When you're working in a casual dining restaurant, you have more leeways. You can talk much freely with the guests and everything like that. So both have positives,
yeah,
but you gotta. I'm trying to tell our friends here at the White Academy that they have to strive. You got to start from somewhere, and you got to go all the way to the top. At least you have to try to go all the way to the
yeah,
top. So you
absolutely.
get the
Yeah,
experience, because there is nothing compared to working for a top restaurant, like
yeah,
really the pride that you get there, and the money and everything else. And then you choose. If you don't like it, yeah, I can always go back to casual dining. You know.
yeah,
So
yeah.
um,
Um, well, I was gonna say something. Working at the high end restaurants is great. The money's great, but it's very stressful. And I did that. I mean, as you said, you gotta try it. And I was at a low restaurant. I have been at the lowest low restaurants when you don't make a lot of money, when people don't work as teams, when they don't follow steps of service. So I went from the bottom to the middle to the top to the very top, I would say. And then I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna go over here to the casual one because I already did over here. I gotta do this.
I did the same thing. I did the same thing. When I first went to America, I started at a mom and pop's restaurant in South Florida as a busboy, because I was
Yeah.
not speaking much English. And I applied for the waiter, but the guy he was my age, the owner. He was like, "Well, I cannot give you a waiter job because you don't understand what I'm saying, but I can give you you be the host, and you're gonna help bust the tables and set up and everything." So I started like that, and then of course I moved to really high end fine dining 5-star restaurant in Florida. And from there, I went to Vegas. And guess what? In Vegas, I started from the very bottom again, because they're not going to do a
Wow.
job with you. Oh, from the very bottom. You cannot go from any market to Vegas and say, "You know what? I have this experience. I want to work here." No, 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 no. You got no chance. You got to have Vegas experience to climb the steps. So I went there. I remember very, very clearly. I go to Bellagio and I apply for a job at Renoir. And he was looking at me like that. "Dude, you applying here for a job?" I said, "What? As waiter?" He laughed at me. Like, I was like, "Why are you laughing at me? Are you crazy? Nobody will give you a job here like that. Where you coming from?" I was like, "I'm Bulgarian. Your English is broken. You're not living here. Just came to Vegas." I was like, "Yeah. Why would you apply here, man? Go get a job somewhere else. Get some experience." I'm like, "What are you talking about?
So you gotta
I'm
start from the
working
from
at
the
the top
bottom.
fine dining restaurant in Florida. No, no, nobody cares about your Florida restaurant, man." So
Wow.
yeah, it was like that. And I started from the bottom. I started for working breakfast in Holiday Inn, barely making money to pay my rent. I didn't know nobody in Vegas. I had no friends, nothing, nothing. It was
Wow.
tough, man. My first 6 months were really tough.
A different market, Florida and Vegas.
Oh man, completely. Yes. They don't care about your experience anywhere else.
Wow.
Tell me some interesting experience. Tell me some challenging experience in the restaurant that you still remember.
Well, just I was telling my wife actually yesterday. Last time I worked there was on Friday. So let me go back a couple of years back. I used to work at a steakhouse in Midtown Manhattan. it was like the money was the best money ever, but it was fast paced, super busy. 500 covers a night. Used to finish the night with $500, $700. It was great money, but it was stressful. So I'm working at the local place. The stress levels are much less. But this Friday that I was working, I got a little busy. I got a little rushed, and I'm like, oh my god, I felt like I was in Manhattan again. No. And then I said to myself, no, I'm not in Manhattan. I'm in Long Island. Chill. Things are different. It just remind me of my experience in Manhattan before COVID. Uh, but what I see is like a lot of people, and you comment on that on one of your videos. Not a lot of people take pride in what they do. A lot of people don't like what they do. I've always liked what I do, and that's
I
not true.
love my job, man.
That's not true. I didn't know how good a restaurant could be, so I didn't like what I do until I learned that there's a lot of money to be made. There's great companies to work, and there's great people to mingle with. And then I said, "Oh, I like this a lot. This is really cool." So I started taking like an interest in that. A lot of people don't like these things. A lot of people don't like serving people. They feel that is a low job. It's because they don't know. Honestly, it's because they don't know the potential of service.
A lot
Many
of
of these
people
people are young people.
never see the potentials because
Yeah.
they don't want to learn, they don't want to improve, and they just stay always at the same job for the rest of their life, and you never see actually the good that this job brings because you don't want to improve, you don't want to learn new skills, you don't want to hustle to get the different jobs and stuff like that. So a lot of people don't see the potential for sure.
Because they haven't found a good restaurant to work. They haven't found a good company to work. That's why you need to move into other companies and look for other places. Yeah, I know people I know people that are still waiting tables. 70s. They're 70 plus, and they have made enough money to buy apartments and houses in Manhattan.
Let me
That's
tell
how good
you,
the money is.
that's that. So listen, when I was in Vegas, my last job was working banquets at the Venetian. So the Venetian back in the days was the best hotel in the world, and I still believe it's still the best hotel in the world. So the Venetian Las Vegas banquets is the best job you can have because they get the most amazing banquets and you get automatic, of course, 18%. We used to make $1,000 a day. Of course, it's a lot of work when you make $1,000 a day, but you make $1,000 a day. And there was this lady, she was 78 years old and she had 9 houses in Vegas. She used to serve Bugsy Siegels and Lucky Luciano back in the days in Vegas. She got back in the days. I'm talking about 20 something years ago. The biggest TV I ever seen in my life. She was loving NFL. She was cursing like a truck driver, and she
Yeah,
was coming. She was coming to work with us, all right. And I worked many stations with her because she, of course, cannot carry the tray. You carry 18 plates on a tray, with the
yeah,
lids and everything. She cannot carry that, of course. But when I bring the plates to the table, I just drop it on the tray jack, and she serves it. And she's talking and so on. She was telling me great stories. She was like, "Listen, I love this shop. I mean, I'm gonna die here on the floor. I cannot imagine not working. This job gave me everything.
yeah.
All right. And in Europe, if you come to Europe, you will see so many people, 63, 65. When I was working at one of the top resorts in Switzerland, my colleagues, I was the youngest one. I was I was 49 and I was the youngest waiter in the restaurant, brother. Everybody
Yeah,
was from 60 until 65 years old. And they've been working there for 30, 28 years, 33 years. Amazing, you
yeah.
know? And so there are people that love the job. And of
Yeah.
course, there are people that don't like it and don't love it, but they just work it because there's nothing else to do.
I want to say one thing. I think there's people that don't love the job because I don't want to blame, but I think it's also because the owners of the restaurants don't put the effort on making the waiter love the job. I love this job because I got to a restaurant in which they taught me so much. I learned so much. They gave me books, recipes, menus to study, and I was like, wow, this is professional. Oh, this is how it is. And from that place, I went to another, and another. It's just like studying and learning. You're not just cleaning tables. You're teaching people. You're learning about food. You gotta put the effort, and you make them. If you put the effort at the time, and you make the money. So I think it's part of the owners of the restaurants don't put the effort on teaching people. Hey, there's money to be made, and this is an important thing to do.
Especially here in Europe, nobody cares. Nobody teaches you anything, my friend. Most of the places, of course, 90%. Of course, there are some places that they teach you, they try to teach you everything. But 90%, nobody teaches you anything. They drop you on the floor, run, 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 run. And the situation is not so pleasant. All right, let's change the topic. What made you decide to enter the World's Top Waiter competition?
As I put it on my video, I wanna engage people to this. I like what I do, and there's a lot of people that don't know the potential. I want to reach people. I want to to show that, hey, there's money to be made. I think what you do is great. I think that I looked it up. I looked it up in YouTube. I don't see anybody doing what you're doing. I don't see another competition for you. There's only one person that has a Waiters Academy, that is you. And I think I told my wife, it's like, I like this guy. He's great. He's doing what I like to do, and there's nobody else doing it. And I think there should be more people doing it. What you
So
do, there should be more people doing it. Why not? It's just a great profession.
when I started, now there are a couple of young guys from America. They started channels after seeing me, and they're doing very well. Most of the things that you will see is people do videos to gather views and likes and just build their social media.
Yeah.
They don't do it for teaching. Like
Okay.
there are a lot of people. There are some channels, F&B channels, that have millions of views. I also have millions of views, but I'm talking about many millions of views, millions of subscribers, because they do fancy things, like showing off and stuff like that, which is interesting. People share it, they like it, so, and you make a lot of money out of this. But not so many people are doing it online to actually teach and educate new waiters that just now come into the business and want to learn. And the Waiters Academy was free for 5 years. The first 5 years, all the courses, everything was free. I changed it because I learned through. I went to. I was just Tony Robbins seminar again. I was just watching Tony Robbins seminar with Dean Graziosi. So they teach me that if it's free, people don't appreciate it. You gotta make them pay something so they have motivation to finish it. Because we have 17,000 students on the Waiters Academy, and maybe 500 students that actually graduated from one of the courses on it, which is terrible, right? So
I want to tell you one thing. What I haven't seen any other academy like yours doing what you do. I mean, it's great because they don't teach you this job. As you said, they put you on the floor and you gotta run. You need to learn too. Yes, you do learn from your coworkers, but you gotta learn on your time at home, sitting on your computer and learning and listening.
Ernesto, how many times you see a young kid come to the restaurant and he wants to learn from their experienced waiters, but the experienced waiters, they don't have the skills and the knowledge to teach them anything anyway. Plus, they don't want to bother with the youngster, like everybody's minding their own business because our job is stressful and so on and so. So the reason I started the Waiters Academy is because we work here in Austria with a lot of kids that come from school. And they come and you see them how they cry because they have, first of all, they think that they fell in their life. Like 16, 17 years old kids come to work in a restaurant because they are going to a hospitality school. They hate it, but there was nothing else to go. They fell from whatever they chose to do, and they ended up here, and they think that their life is just completely failure because they are now waitresses and waiters. And I was like, man, what are you talking about, kids? You have no idea. You just gotta be good. Jim Rohn always says, I love Jim Rohn. He's one of my inspiration, and I always follow him. In order to make money in anything, you gotta become the top 10% in your industry. You become top 10% waiter. I don't care what is going on in the world. You are going to make wonderful money and you're going to have a beautiful life. And that's how it is. You just got to have the skills and the knowledge.
When did you started, Ned, with the Waiters Academy?
About 2016, I started. 2016, so 8 years.
A lot of people at my current restaurant right now, they know you. They say, "Oh, I seen that guy. I seen that guy on YouTube. I see. They have seen. So you're known in the industry here. People are the restaurant. They tell me, I know that guy. I know that guy.
Yeah, I drive now somewhere. I go because we travel a lot, and we sit down in the restaurant, and you got waiters backflipping. What? The waiters
That's cool.
got
That's
me.
cool.
Yeah,
That's
it's
very cool.
funny. But the point is that we have really a great success because when I started back, we had so many people that joined as waiters and they were learning and so on and so. We have now some of those people that work as a hotel directors in 8 years,
Okay.
restaurant managers. They're working on the cruise lines and everything. It's amazing, man. You cannot imagine the outpour of love that I get on messages and everything from people that been following the Waits Academy and succeeded in life. So it's amazing. It's really good. All right, Ernesto. Uh, Advice, man. What advice you would give to many young kids that are watching us right now, and they're from India, from South Africa, from Zambia, from Kenya. We have, I mean, you cannot imagine, we have members from any country in the world, brother. You cannot imagine Iran, everywhere in the world. And they are young people that want to succeed in life. They want to take care of themselves and their families, and they have chosen this job. What is the advice that you can give them as a, somebody that ego. You're working, you're professional, you have experience, you take care of your family, you have a beautiful life, beautiful family. What is the advice that you give those people that just enter the industry?
Yeah, I would say definitely you need to new people that are entering the industry. They need to learn from their coworkers. They need to learn from online videos, the things that you do, which are amazing. They need to learn, read a lot. I have a lot of books. I have my phone on top of books right now. Books about restaurants. Watch TV. There's a lot of shows out there. You can see Gordon Ramsay and their shows. I mean, what advice? They need to educate themselves. First of all, they need to educate themselves, learn, take information, read, watch online videos. I mean, there's the potential is great. They need to learn how to sell. Sell is important. The more you sell, the better the restaurant gets. The more you sell, the more money you make. Uh, Educate themselves. That's my advice. Never look down on this profession. This profession has given me a lot. I'm sitting in my house because of this profession. Uh, just be smart about it. I mean, new people, they gotta learn and educate themselves. That's important.
So I will just summarize it. You need knowledge because knowledge reduces the stress and helps you get the better jobs, right? Of course,
Yes.
while working, you get experience. Put yourself on the line. Don't hide. Try to do everything that you don't know and you're scared, but go for it and do it. And the other thing is, so you need knowledge, but you also need passion. You need to have love of communication with people, talking to people, and treat everybody the way you want to be treated. And this is gonna give you great advantages because you never know who sits on your table. And I met so many amazing people that helped me so much in my life. It's incredible how appreciative those guests are when you give them really passionate, quality, professional service. So
Well, one thing that I want to tell people also, never, and I used to say that a lot. Never say it's not my job. When you're at the restaurant, everything is your job. Take on everything. The more you take, the better you get at it. People see this, managers see this, owners see this. Everything is your job.
Everything starts exactly there. Take the job seriously. Because if you don't take the job seriously, you're not going to want to learn. You're not going to want to improve. You're not going to want nothing if you don't take the job seriously. Take every single detail in the job seriously, and from there, everything is so much easier.
Yeah.
Great, man. Um, Listen, guys, we can talk and say a lot of stories. Ernesto has so many years of experience. Me too, and I love those. I love telling stories. But we we're gonna put an end to the interview. As I already said, Ernesto is a contestant in the World Top Weighter competition. Um, I think he's a very, very, very passionate guy. He wants to achieve something not only for himself but for all of us. Just like me,
Yeah.
I want to improve the image of our job. I want to improve the situation of every waiter in the world, and that happens while we support each other. So I will ask you guys to support Ernesto. Every share of this video, every comment on this video, every like on this video brings Ernesto points. So let's give Ernesto support. And best of luck, my friend. I'm looking
Thank you.
forward to work with you, not only on the competition, but in further on with you on the Weights Academy. Maybe we will do a project together, whatever. But anyway, stay in touch. I give you the of course to say whatever you want to say.
Yeah, I just want to say one thing to everyone who will watch, even though if they're not watching the video, they will watch it because we're going to share it. You need to, if you're doing that, give it a chance. Give it a chance because it's a good profession. Support each other, help each other, be a team player, like your restaurant, love your restaurant. It's just the potential is enormous. Don't support me, support each other, support the industry. I tell you this, I have 20 years of experience and the potential is great. So that's all I wanted to say. Thank you guys.
I'm not changing my life for nothing. None of my friends that from college that became big bankers and businessmen and millionaires and stuff like that. I'm not changing my life with none of them, brother, because I love everything that happened through these 30 years in the business. All the experience, I cherish every moment, every job, no matter how difficult and terrible it was. It gave me a lot of good stuff because I became more wiser and stronger. So yeah, what you say is just the perfect ending to this conversation. Ernesto, thank you, my friend. I really appreciate everything you're doing. Thank you for joining the competition. Thank you for being active in the community. So we keep doing it together, brother. And greetings to the family. Enjoy the rest of the day, and I'll talk to you soon, man.
Brother, thanks. Keep doing the good job that you do. Thank you very
I do
much.
my best. I do my best. All right. Ciao. Peace.
Thank you, man. Bye.